I'm going to go with the obvious option, which is a slick suit. That is the tail of my cat. Are you guilty? I'm sorry, Kyle, I ruined your day. Well, my family was sick from trying to eat it. That's why there are things I locked myself in my room. She's guilty. Hello everybody and welcome back to yet another video on my channel. Today we're going to play a game called Kyle is Famous, of which I know nothing about. But I found it on Steam and I love to try new games, so I thought I'd give it a go. So we have a list of endings and we have start and exit, and that's it. So we're just going to head straight in with start, but apparently there's several endings, so this might be interesting. Kyle wakes up. He is famous. Kyle is host of the most popular talk show in recent memory, Stay Up Late with Kyle. Sounds like a hit. Stay Up Late with Kyle has grown in popularity quickly in the last year, and the public has noticed. Inside, he has called Kyle a most excellent dumpy white man. Top Tech noted that Kyle is inspiring youth to explore STEM fields, which is good. We like that. Most other talk shows are dedicated to discussing Kyle and his personal details. Oh, he is one famous person. Most online videos are best of clips taken from Kyle's latest broadcast. The eye of the world is upon Kyle. Tonight is Kyle's most important guest interview yet. Stay Up Late with Kyle will be featuring Rachel May. She is a kind and lovely philanthropist. She is dear to the hearts of many. This interview requires preparation. Kyle cracked his open eyes, knowing today is his last chance to prepare for the interview. Yeah, because it's tonight, isn't it? Kyle has 30 hours left. Oh, okay, it's tomorrow. He must choose his actions wisely. Start preparing. Okay. Kyle's first decision of the morning was made wisely. Exit the bed. Kyle exited his bed and took a quick glance around his bedroom. Will he open the closet, sit at his desk, scavenge, or exit bedroom to hallway? The first thing I do in the morning is make a cup of coffee, but that's not an option. So open the closet. Kyle opened the closet. It was dark and he could only really see his hanging shirts. Take this one. It might be he chooses a bad outfit, or we'll choose an outfit. Okay, so we do have some options. Kyle decided to take some time to choose the perfect outfit, knowing how important appearance is. So we have jeans and swimming goggles, winner option. Skunk pasties. Pasties? What's a skunk pasty? A slick suit or a suit of armor? I'm going to go with the obvious option, which is a slick suit. That is the tail of my cat. I hope it wasn't in frame earlier. Walked past the camera. Newton, hoppa ner. He's on the floor. Kyle miraculously crammed his dumpy body into the suit. The chest pockets were filled with random knickknacks. Okay. Doesn't use his suit very often, I guess. Kyle returned to the center of the bedroom. Scavenge. Kyle quickly crouched down on the floor, realizing his immediate need for bugs or gossip. Kyle firmly pressed his ear onto the carpet, hoping to hear some stray words from the neighbors below. Ooh. I heard Rachel May is going on a trip out of the country soon. Ooh, girlfriend, tell me more. Well, what I will tell you is that every night I don a mask that looks like a bug fighting misdoers. Okay. There was a stunned silence. Then a door opened and someone exited the neighbor's apartment. That's quite enough. Kyle returned to the center of the bedroom. Kyle made his way over to the desk and sat down. Write notes for interview. Cal wrote down his first question. Are you a mother? Am I a mother? Are your mother a mother? Are you a mother? It's the obvious answer, I guess. Cal wrote down his second question. Straw blended? No. What are some diet tips? Cal wrote down his third question. Why have he waited until 15 hours before the interview to write down his questions? I have questions. What is your funniest story? Do you ever smile? I purpose. That's not even a question. It's just a statement. What's your funniest story? Cal wrote down his last question. There's only 4 questions to each interview. Everybody knows that. If it's more than 4 questions, it's way too long. Are you guilty? Do you feel guilty? What's your guilty pleasure? Cal ripped his page of notes out of the notebook and got up from the desk. Back to the desk. Check desk and something. Cal opened the side drawer on his desk and grabbed one of the items stored there. I thought to change a small key. Cal grabbed a small key he kept in his desk. Back to desk. Cal walked into a small hallway that connects the rooms of his apartment together. So we have check locked door, leave apartment, move to kitchen, return to bedroom. Check locked door. Cal walked over to the strange door in the hallway, but found quickly that the door was locked from the inside. That's actually kind of creepy. Forced the door with forehead. Cal decided it would be best to try to force the door open with the use of his face. He's going to look so handsome at the interview tomorrow night. Or this night. It went from 30 hours to 5 hours, and he's just left his room. After smashing his features into solid wood for several minutes, Cal gained severe short-term amnesia. Back to hallway. Move to kitchen. Cal walked to the center of the kitchen. Open fridge. You need some breakfast, my dear Kyle. Cal opened the fridge, intending to find something to eat. Eat the fridge. No prepared breakfast. Cal constructed a breakfast of poached egg and toast along with a small fruit cup and grilled sausage. Smash? Eat. What's that noise? Oh, I hate it. Cal ate his breakfast slowly and thoughtfully, enjoying every bite. He felt refreshed. Okay. Cal hurried to the seat. Sitting the timer went down. Sitting across from his host chair was a glamorous woman with air of genuity, I guess. As Cal approached her, Rachel looked up and smiled. Approached Rachel. Good evening, Kyle, she said, looking him in the eyes. I've been looking forward to being here. Cal responded. Forgot her name from amnesia. Hello, you. Cal began to ring from his concussion. He should go to the hospital if he actually got a concussion. Rachel looked at Kyle, slightly confused, but continued smiling. Before she noticed the glazed look in Cal's eyes, the producer approached. Time to get started, he said, putting a hand on Cal's shoulder. Let's get stationed. Cal sat in the nearest chair. Rachel, her seat stolen, sat in the host chair. I'm sorry, Kyle, I ruined your day. A moment after seating, the studio lights brightened and the cameras clicked on. Good morning, everyone, said Cal. My name is... Cal made a desperate effort to remember his name, or really anything. Cal looked at Rachel. Do you know who I am? He asked. Rachel looked back, confused. Who are you? Well, if you're not Kyle, I don't know who you are. Rachel smiled sweetly. Cal made up his mind that he was probably Kyle. Well, he said, I'm Kyle. A long silence followed. Eventually, Rachel spoke again. And I'm Rachel. Hi, everyone. She waved. Hi, Rachel, said Kyle. So, why are you here? Rachel was visibly worried. Funny, she said. Were you planning on asking me any questions? I mean, I don't have any ideas, said Kyle. Kyle kept staring at Rachel. Someone coughed. Kyle looked around and noticed the crew. Who on earth are all of you? He asked. Nobody answered. Kyle got out of his chair and walked off frame, leaving Rachel alone with millions of viewers. Rachel started to attempt to entertain the audience herself. Eventually, the producer ended the broadcast early due to technical issues. Kyle woke up in his bed the next day, remembering nothing about what had happened. Kyle forgot everything. Endings unlocked 1 of 28. We can try it once again and see if we get something different. I can skip this. Kyle's first decision of the morning was made wisely. Exit the bed. Kyle exited his bed and took a quick glance around his room. Sit at desk. Kyle made his way over to his desk and sat down. Trying to go quicker this time. Kyle wrote down his first question. Kyle wrote down his second question. Kyle wrote down his third question. Kyle wrote down his last question. It's the same questions, by the way. Kyle ripped his page of notes. I'll take the change. Back to desk. Back to room. Open the closet. Choose an outfit. Sleek suit. Move to kitchen. Open fridge. We still have 11 hours, so we still have good time. Prepare breakfast and eat breakfast. Oh, no. Oh, I hate that sound. Oh. It's such a wet noise. I hate ASMR because it's almost always wet, and I hate the wet noises in ASMR. Sure, we can check the pantry. What? Oh, yeah, it's the keyhole in the kitchen. Oh, or in the desk. Return to hallway. I want to know what's in it. Sit at desk. Small key. Back to desk. Back to room. Oh, it's already. We'll see what happens. Sitting across from his host's chair was a glamorous woman with an air of genuinity, I guess. As Kyle approached her, Rachel looked up and smiled. Good evening, Kyle, she said, looking him in the eyes. I've been looking forward to being here. Kyle responded, answered politely. And I as well, Rachel, answered Kyle, extending his hand in greeting. You are a most welcome guest. After another mild exchange of pleasantries, Kyle and Rachel were prompted to take the places for the broadcast. A moment after seating, the studio lights brightened and the cameras clicked on. Good evening, everyone, said Kyle, looking at the camera. Welcome back to Stay Up Late with Kyle. Tonight I have the pleasure of interviewing the lovely Rachel May, who needs no more introduction. Kyle motioned to Rachel, who smiled and waved at the camera. Hello, Kyle, she said. I'm glad to be here. Well, I'm sure we'll have a lot to discuss, so we might as well dive right in, said Kyle. I'm very ready, said Rachel with a winning smile. I don't have a winning smile. Kyle produced the notes he had taken earlier. Oh, do I have to do it in the right order? Are you a mother? Rachel, I and many others would love to know. Are you a mother? Kyle looked up from his notes. Well, being a single woman with a career, she answered. That is not something that has crossed my mind. Rachel smiled genuinely at Kyle. Very reasonable indeed, said Kyle. He referenced his paper at questions. Kyle asked another question. What are some diet tips? I think that was the second one at least. Rachel, you manage to keep such a thin and healthy figure, said Kyle. What is your best diet tip? Well, a good diet starts with a plan, answered Rachel. And don't break it. Cheat days can't turn into a habit. But, she continued, that doesn't mean a midnight snack here and there isn't allowed. She smiled. As I said, I don't have a winning smile. Cal looked at his flabby self, decided not to comment, and moved on. Cal asked another question. You've been involved in a lot of different things said Kyle. But what's your favorite story? Well, that's a great question, Kyle, said Rachel. I think the story I always remember is the first time I tried to make a dinner for my family. That was the fan over the stove. In the soup I made, I swapped out water with milk and tipped a whole jar of salt in the pot. Well, the milk is not such a big deal, I guess, but it just got thicker. Or more of a porridge, I guess. But a whole jar of salt, it's a lot. Well, my family was sick from trying to eat it. I swiped their things and locked myself in my room. She's guilty. Rachel laughed elegantly. Cal decided to move on. Cal asked another question. What's your guilty pleasure? We all have one. What's your guilty pleasure? Ooh, well, that's an easy answer, said Rachel. Dipping pickles in chocolate sauce. Sounds disgusting. It might sound strange, but it's tangy and sweet at the same time. I eat it far too often, Rachel smiled sweetly. After reading his final question, Cal looked up from his paper. Well, Rachel, he said, I think that's what I was planning on. Well, Rachel, he said, I think that's all I was planning on asking you. If that's the case, Kyle, may I ask you something in return? Asked Rachel, smiling one more time. Do you prepare for interviews in advance? Because you seem very together. Before Kyle could answer, the cameras shut down. The broadcast was over. Kyle returned home knowing the interview had gone well. But as he lay in his bed and drifted to sleep, he felt that perhaps something was still missing. Cal prepared very well. So everybody, this is going to be it for today. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope to see you all in the next one. Bye!